What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are back working on the F80 M3, the one that we got scammed on the auction. So yeah, she's been just sitting for the last week. Nothing major has gone down with her. Just moving it around every now and then. I washed it yesterday just because I was tired of her looking green because of all the pollen going outside. You guys could probably hear it through my voice. But we did get $3,000 box right here. So yeah, let's open it up. And then we got a couple more parts in. Should be most of the parts that we need for this build. I already got all the headlights. This should have all the radiators and everything in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get all the parts. And then the M3 should be starting to get ready for assembly soon. And then a hood came in damaged from the dealership, so I sent that one back. But I got the bumper, brand new OEM. So yeah, so that's all good over there. Hopefully the hood should come in about today or tomorrow. So yeah, let's get to unboxing. Alrighty, guys, even though this box did come in pretty damaged, I'm not sure why it's wet. There is some radiators and stuff in here, so that would kind of make sense. Seems to be packaged pretty good. So hopefully all of that packaging paid off for itself. And we might be able to hear the F80 start today and actually run for longer than 5 seconds. Let's see. Got a whole bunch of lines, coolant lines everywhere. Should be all the bumper grills and whatnot. This is the most expensive part in here. Let's see what else we got in here. OEM grills. I don't think there's gonna be a single aftermarket thing on this car. Just because it's pretty lame to have aftermarket parts. Here's an airbag. And yeah, I'm just gonna take everything out and we'll see what all we got. And we got a ton of more parts back there. So yeah. Alrighty, guys, so here is the M3. What I did for now is to attach this oil cooler. I had one laying around from my last M4. Unplugged up the lines. As you know, they were missing, so went ahead, put that all in there. So now it shouldn't leak any more oil when it starts. Should be fine with the coolant wise. I'm not going to let it run for long, but I just want to make sure that the engine sounds good. We did start it up last time just to confirm, and this time it's going to be like a confirmation of the confirmation, if that even makes sense, just to make sure everything's Gucci on her. Let's get to show you guys exactly what we got here for it so far. Full radiator and fan pack, everything, all the bumper grills, engine cover, auxiliary coolers, coolant tank, carbon brace, aluminum engine brace, OEM grills. I got a competition. I didn't even know it because I was just buying a regular one, and turns out they sent me a competition seatbelt, which I'm not gonna complain, I'll take it. Got a new battery fuse, which is needed. We got the battery charging up right now because she was super dead. And then in these boxes, we got a couple more things. A couple aluminum brackets. The best part, H&R lowering springs. So I got the Super Sports, which should drop the front almost 2 inches. And the rear, it's only gonna drop just a touch. But as you can tell, the rear literally does not need to be dropped any. The fitment is very good on it. It just needs a spacer just to be absolutely perfect. And yeah, everything should be coming along pretty smooth on her. And hopefully she'll be finished soon. So yeah. Alrighty, guys, we are back to working on the F80. It's the next day. I just got the full crash bar assembly put on. I wanted to check and see if everything was good to go on her. So it is. So what we're gonna do right now is start assembling the front end. The radiators and stuff, I'm not too in a hurry. I just want to make sure that everything's Gucci. So we're swapping out this assembly right here because this crash bar is bent. And so after we swap it out, we're gonna check the headlights, see if they work. Might need to get them programmed. Then a lot of little stuff, the full upper radiator support and stuff is gonna go on. And then we'll throw in the radiator assembly and everything. As you can see, I have installed the Vargas Turbo's crank bolt capture. So in the event that this crank hub spins, which is a lot less likely than DCT because it is a manual and stock. In the unlikely case that it spins, it should save the motor, hypothetically speaking. So if it does spin, you do have to put it back in time, but at that point, while you're at it, I would just put an upgraded crank hub in it. And then if I enjoy this car enough to keep it, I'll do downpipes, tune, intakes, exhaust, all of that, get up to like 600 horsepower, maybe more if I want to do upgraded turbos, because around 49,000 miles, they should be fine, but around 60 to 70, they start to go out. So can always go upgraded turbos, start pushing 700-800 horsepower numbers, be the fastest guy around. So yeah, let's not get too excited about that. Let's get to working on it and get her running first. Parts, hook this up. Now it's time to wire up everything for these coolers and throw the full radiator pack in. So hopefully everything goes smooth, and then we just gotta get this lower piece right here, flip it up, bolt it in on right here, right there. We'll be big chilling. Then we could start up the car for the first time, throw the intakes on, and then need a wire up for this coolant hose or coolant tank, because they did cut the wires on it for some reason, not sure why. But wire that back up, get everything put together up here, and we can hear her start up and actually run good for the first time. That'll be worrying about overheating. Bleed the whole coolant system, throw the headlights in. I just got the bumper, picked it up, so she's in the back of that truck. We can test fit the bumper and headlights, and all we're waiting on is the hood, and she's ready for paint. So yeah. So I was expecting this thing to take a lot longer, but I've done so many of these. I've done a competition 2018 back at the shop that I used to work at. Then I did my white M4 twice, and I did this one once. So this is currently my 4th F80 that I've been working on. So it's pretty simple. And then that 340 back there, pretty much the same thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw this radiator assembly in. It's been a long day, but what can I say? The F80 is pretty much put together. As you can see, almost the full front end is at least. Got both headlights on, all the coolers, all the radiators, all of that stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, we kind of jimmy rigged the radiators. It wasn't something I had a choice out because I didn't know. So gotta order the new part and probably take them off and get all that, but at least we'll be able to figure out if there's any problems with it the way it sits right now, and that way we'll be able to take care of it later on. As you can see here under the hood, got the intakes on, all this upper radiators and everything. So yeah, that piece I went to go buy, turns out it is only off an F80 that'll work, so we didn't get lucky. But I'm about to close this hood, probably not all the way, just a little bit. You can get a better idea of what she looks like. That looks good. So yeah, this hood, definitely gonna try not to close it so I don't hit the headlight, but she looks good. So my buddy's about to pull up. I told him to pick up some coolant, and we'll fill her up, start her up, and maybe take her out for a spin. Why not? earlier. The thing pops so hard.
That was sick. Do it again.
What is up, guys? We are back working on the F80 M3. Not exactly sure what the last clip was. It's been a minute. I had to put it aside because the 340 fuel pump went out on the side of the road, and then I replaced the fuel pump, and then the other fuel pump went out. And then turns out that a whole bunch of wires caught on fire, and so that's why it wouldn't start. So yeah, that 340 was down for like 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks, 3 days. So we're back to working on the F80. Gotta put the front end together. I'm gonna probably throw the front bumper on because we're still waiting on the hood. I'm shocked. Usually Beamer, they had a hood in and came in damaged, so I figured they'd actually try to send another one out as soon as they could, but I guess they don't really care, so that sucks. So yeah, we're back to working on it, and I'm gonna throw the front bumper on and see how she looks. So let's get right to work. All right, so here's the bumper. Got an OEM one from the dealership, which is always nice. They package them pretty good, and you don't have to wait for eBay and all of that junk. So yeah, we're gonna throw it on the car, but before we do that, we need to throw on that shroud right there, and that'll let the bumper sit here. I kind of bent the hood back. I'm definitely not gonna use it, but bent it out that way I could just get the whole thing set up and we can see what she's looking like. So yeah, let's get to work, throw on that shroud, and then we'll throw on the bumper. Sounds pretty good. Alrighty guys, so here she is, 2016 BMW F80 M3. Got the front bumper on. The only thing we're waiting on is the hood. It's a pretty quick project. I've had her for about a week now, and really didn't have to do much except order parts. That took me longer than putting them together. Of course, these front ends are not easy to put together, but everything was possible. My rear end is so fat. It's crazy. It's the only reason I bought this car. It's because these quarter panels, when they go wide, they go extremely wide. They don't mess around. So yeah, next to the 340, makes the 340 look like a baby. Not too bad of a little build. Still got to do airbags in it and all that. Of course, it is a 6-speed manual. Got to do the curtain airbag, seatbelt, steering wheel airbag, knee airbag, and that's it on this thing. Couldn't be happier unless it came in a different color. Really wanted white interior this time, but and a color that wasn't black. But find me another manual F80 with low mileage on Copart, and the problem is that it's pretty hard to do so. Everybody seems to want them, so I was one of those people, and I got this one. So yeah, might take you guys for a spin, or maybe not, I'm not exactly sure, but I've already gone for one test drive. Rev match is super sick on these. The only thing I'm gonna change is drop it. So get rid of this front end gap. You could fit a whole fist in there, like a finger back here. So it's not proportional, kind of looks like you're doing a squat. Not into that whole Carolina squat thing, so yeah, I might give her a little rinse because she does look a little nasty right now, and go have some fun on her.